everyone. Hey everybody. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a free Amazon FBA course for you guys. And I want to actually show you guys, right now I'm in the middle of a launch of my paid course. If you go to thepassionproductformula.com, if you go here, there's a link down below as well. You can join. We're closing registration in 2 days. And so I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek of what's in the course today. And I do want to let you guys know there's only 9 spots left for this program. This will be the last time that I'm opening this program. And the reason for that is we're actually going to be launching a new program, or we're going to be launching a more intensive program, the Accelerator program. And throughout today's video, I'll be answering questions as well as I said, giving you a little sneak peek of what's in the program. So when you join the Passion Product Formula, you get this, but like I said, I'll be recording videos. So I'm actually going through and I'm re-recording a lot of this stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is recording today some of these lessons, re-recording some of these lessons, because I recorded a lot of these a few years ago. Even though the content's relatively the same, people want more updated feels and more updated opinions. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about today is why a passion product. And if you're new to the channel, you might not know about this, but I'll be talking in this next little section here what a passion product is, why I think that's the best method for selling on Amazon in 2025 and probably beyond. I think this is something I've been talking about for a very long time, and it works. It still works. Here, let me pull up. I'll pull up live for you guys right now, my Amazon seller account. Let's see. So it's loading. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, I got it read. What are we at? So then the last year it's 845.8K in sales. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually selling this business I'm hoping to get around $1 million for it, which is crazy. So I'll talk more about that throughout this video, but let's get right into it. And let me talk to you guys about why this method works and why a passion product is so important. Okay. All right. So, now I'm going to talk about why creating a passion product is one of the most powerful ways to make money online, especially if you're going to be selling products on the internet, why this works on Amazon, why you can sell a passion product on your own Shopify website, why this is what I do over and over again. And I've done this a bunch of times. If you're not familiar with my story, I've started multiple different passion product businesses. Now, if you don't have anything that you're passionate about, we can talk about how you can still use this method and still make a lot of money. I call this niche branding or niche branding, depending on how fancy you want to be. And you're going to be using all the same principles. But anytime you watch Shark Tank or you watch one of those TV shows where there's people creating product-based businesses, oftentimes you'll hear the same story. They encountered some kind of an issue in their life and they thought to themselves, there has to be a better way. Oftentimes, the companies that I see that have the most success are people that are passionate about what they're selling. And so this was true for me. My first business that really took off, and actually I'll even go back before that. When I first quit my corporate job, I started a dance clothing company, and it was a struggle because I wasn't really that interested in selling dance clothing. Then I created a business that I was passionate about, performance nut butter. It was a macadamia coconut cashew blended nut butter. And I was able to have a lot of success with that business because I understood the market. I was the target customer. I didn't have to go do market research. When I was selling dance clothing, I had to go ask dancers, what are you looking for? What colors do you like? What would make this website look good? When I was selling a product I was passionate about, I was able to I knew all the answers already. Now, again, you don't have to be super passionate about what you're selling in order to make money. I do think it helps, but let's take for example, Carnivore Electrolytes. Carnivore Electrolytes is another one of my brands. I started this business in 7 days worth of work. I did those 7 days over the course of a couple months, but I would work one day here, I'd take a break. That business is now doing $800, in the last year it's done, I think $800,000 in sales. $800,000 in sales. And I'm not actually passionate about the carnivore diet. Now, I am interested in supplements. I am interested in a lot of things that overlap in that world, but I created a brand I took a product that already existed, electrolytes, and I niched down the brand to something very specific. And this is something that you can repeat over and over again. You can find things that people are selling on Amazon and make it more specific for a target demographic. So whether you're creating a passion product or you're doing niche branding, the big thing that I want to share with you here is you want to create a physical product that people are going to be passionate about, that people are going to want to buy, something that you can create a premium brand around. Now, this is really important. When I say create a premium brand around, you don't want to try to sell the cheapest of anything. You want to be unique. You want to be better than the competition. You want to have a product that people are willing to pay more for because it's a high quality product. That's how you get really good profit margins. For instance, if I was selling just generic electrolytes, I probably would have to sell it for $10 less. But by selling it for a very specific type of community, I'm able to add an extra $10 onto that. And that's pretty much pure profit because my costs are the same, whether I'm selling generic electrolytes or something that's specifically for a target demographic. Now, in general, I want to zoom out even a little bit bigger picture here because nowadays there's so many different ways to make money online. Why should you sell on Amazon versus any of the other ones? And look, I'm not a proponent of you need to sell on Amazon forever. Like I'm not an Amazon fanboy. I think right now it's the best opportunity for making money online, and it has been for the last few years. And it's obvious. Like I've talked about the stats all the time. Amazon is it's over a $2 trillion company. It's a $2 trillion company, and they allow you to sell your products on their platform. They have, I think it's around 170, 180 million Prime customers in the United States alone. That's people that pay money for a Prime subscription so that they can get products at a faster rate. So they can get products when they order a product, they're going to get 2 days shipping. So Amazon already has all the customers. Now, other ways to make money online, you got to do your own marketing. You got to get your own customers to come to your website. The reason why I think selling on Amazon is such a big opportunity is because they already have the customers. Also, it's relatively, if you do things right, passive income. Carnivore Electrolytes, the business I showed you earlier, it's passive for me. I don't work on it at all. It took work to get started. So I want to be clear here. When I say passive income, it's going to take some work to get your brand started and up and running. But think about this as front loading the work. You're going to do a little bit work up front, and then it's going to be very easy. Your life's going to be very easy after that. And this is what I've done over and over again. I spend maybe 0 hours a week, maybe 0.5 hours a week on Carnivore Electrolytes. And that's because I have people that I can hire that run the brand for me. Also, because of the Amazon FBA program, as you probably already know, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. It's where you ship the products that you want to sell into the Amazon warehouse. And when you get a sale on Amazon's website, they're going to pick, pack, and ship it out to the customer. So what does this mean? Amazon's getting all the customers. Amazon's handling all the fulfillment. You don't really have to do any work other than occasionally sending an email to your manufacturer once you get the brand up and running saying, hey, I need to order more inventory because we're running out of inventory. So that being said, this is some of the big reasons why I highly recommend creating a passion product versus other ways of making money online. And again, it doesn't have to be a passion product. It could be niche branding, but it's in general, right now, Amazon's a huge opportunity. The cool thing about both niche branding and a passion product, but even more so a passion product, is you don't just have to sell on Amazon. You can sell your products on your own website. You can sell your product on Walmart, on TikTok Shop. And TikTok Shop is something I'm going to be talking about a lot more. We're actually creating a whole module about TikTok Shop on the course. So right here inside the course. So this is something we're going to be going into a lot more depth about. I think TikTok Shop there is a big opportunity there. But in order to do TikTok Shop properly, you need to have a unique brand, a premium brand, because you need to have a lot of margin. You need to be able to sell your product for a decent price. Give me 1 second. All right. Hey, everyone. Okay. So let's keep going here. Some other things why I recommend creating a passion product or doing the niche branding, but let's talk about the passion product thing, is when you create, when I say a passion product, I mean creating a unique product that doesn't yet exist. This is called a blue ocean. This is where there's no other competition. And the cool thing about this is when you do this, even if other competitors come into the space, it's actually going to grow the entire pie. This is what happened with me and Performance Nut Butter. I created Performance Nut Butter and there was no product like that on the market. Then competitors started coming in and it grew the entire space because there was no high-end nut butters on the market in the time that I did this. I mean, sure, there was Justin's, which was like an almond butter, but there was no like ultra premium. So as people started realizing that you could buy ultra premium nut butters, the whole space grew. So this is it was a really big opportunity, and that's why I like creating unique products and why I recommend you do too. All right, guys. So let me look. Now I'll answer some questions and then I'll go back to the next thing I want to talk about here is mindset. And mindset's something that I don't think gets enough people talking about it. So let me see. Okay, cool, cool. So there's some questions. You got some highs. Nice. So yeah, cars, dashes. Are you going to create a new product for Amazon in 2025 or 2026? Yeah, I've been creating a bunch of new ones. I think I've talked about it on the channel. The jerky product, carnivore jerky is doing well. We have some other products in the works. I'm trying to remember what we have right now. Why do I not recommend Amazon wholesale? Yeah, you don't own the business. You don't own the products. The people that you're buying products wholesale from can cut you off anytime they want. So I would not recommend that personally. So next up, I'm going to be talking about mindset here. Maybe I'll just do this. All right, 3 6. All right, let me see here. Yeah, we're going to talk mindset. All right. Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible to become a millionaire with Amazon wholesale, but more people have become millionaires by creating their own unique products and selling them on Amazon. And I also think it's an older method. That's my personal opinion. So, all right, now I'm going to talk about mindset. All right, let's get into some mindset stuff. In this section, I'm going to be talking about mindset. And mindset is a huge part of having success with Amazon or with anything you're doing in life, really, any type of business especially. And you'll hear a lot of times people saying that 90% of it is mindset. Let's define right now what mindset is. And actually in this program, there is a 5-day mindset program, like a bonus program that's included. You can go in and you can find more details about that. I'll put a link to that down below in the description down below. But let me give you a little bit of like the quick version of my basic principles of how to have success, how to have the right mindset that's going to guarantee you success. And I'll tell you right now, you're already ahead of most people. You watching this video right now is genius. It's so smart. Most people, when they're trying to learn something new, they don't do what you did. They don't. So I'll say this, the number one thing I recommend is when you are trying to learn something new, find someone that's already done it and learn from them. Learn step by step everything you need to know from that person. And think about this as someone that has a roadmap to success. If you're going to climb to the top of a mountain, top of a very challenging mountain, you're probably going to want to have a map. If you're going from LA to New York, you're probably going to want a map. You're not going to want to just wing it. Most people just wing it. Most people just get in their car and start driving and trying to figure it out. And what happens is you'll go on really big detours and you might get lost along the way. But if you follow a map, you're almost guaranteed to have success. And I've done this over and over again. I've started multiple different Amazon businesses, I've started multiple different types of businesses, but I've had success over and over again. So I've got the map, and you watching this video right now, you have access to the map. Throughout the rest of this program, you're gonna get to see step by step what the map looks like. But in order for you to best follow your map, there's some principles that I want you to keep in mind. The number one principle, probably the number one most important thing, is I want you to keep trying. It's gonna feel at times a little bit challenging. That's normal. Now, my hope is that by you joining this program, it's gonna lower how challenging it is for you to get from point A to point B. Point A being where you're at now, and point B being whatever you consider success. If that's $100,000 in profit passive income, I wanna make that as easy as possible for you. But there probably are gonna be roadblocks along the way. Now, a big part of this program is there is Q&A calls. There is chances for you to interact with coaches. So when you do get stuck, reach out for help. Reach out to the group for help. We're here for you. But it's your job to keep trying. Now, the second thing I want to talk about, and this is something that I don't hear a lot of people mention as far as mindset, is there's this concept that I go into detail about in the mindset, the 5-day mindset program, and that's the hero's journey. And by the way, I'll put a link down below as well. I'm considering doing a complete mindset program that's going to go into way more detail about this. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you get on the wait list for that program. But the hero's journey is this idea of how humans transform in order to get their goal. So the hero's journey, you see this in movies, you see this in TV shows. Basically every movie, the reason why you can kind of predict what's going to happen in a movie is because it all follows the same pattern. And there's this guy, Joseph Campbell. He went around and he read the myths of dozens, if not hundreds of different cultures, and found that they all follow a similar pattern. There's, depending who you ask, 12 to 17 stages of a story of a hero going out and getting what they want. You are the hero. Your goal is to make that 6 figures passive income, whatever your goal is. But a lot of times in order to get to your goal, you will need to transform as an individual. You will need to make some changes in the way that you see the world. Now, for my story, I grew up, money was kind of tight. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't spend money. There was a lot of caution around money. But in order for me to have success, I needed to learn that money is a tool. I needed to learn that instead of being afraid of money, that I could use money as leverage. I could use money to hire a virtual assistant in the Philippines for $3 or $4 an hour, and that would double my productivity. Before, I would have considered that a waste of money. But throughout my hero's journey, there's a lot more to my hero's journey than just that, but throughout my hero's journey, I was able to transform into someone that was manifesting money, that was creating money, that learned how to tame money and make more money. And that's one thing I want you to keep in mind is for most people, and I'm not saying this always, but for most people, there is a block, a mental block that's holding them back from success. Now, maybe you are one of the rare people that you don't have any mental blocks and you're going to join this program, you're going to follow all the steps, and right away, it'll be easy for you. You'll be making a ton of money. The people that I find that struggle with the program usually have some kind of a mental block. An example of this might be they're afraid. They're afraid to take that leap and make a commitment and spend a couple $1,000s on their product. Meaning like the first round of manufacturing. They don't believe in themselves. A lot of people, it's a very common thing. A lot of people I see don't believe in themselves. And so they don't trust that they are going to make a right decision. I did this. A lot of people suffer from analysis paralysis. I had my idea for Performance Nut Butter and I waited a year before I actually launched it. Once I launched it, I made $100,000 profit my first year. Meaning if I would have launched it a year earlier, I would have made an extra $100,000. But by waiting, I was waiting because I wanted to make sure I made all the right decisions. I wanted to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. But the biggest mistake I made was waiting. So that's something that I want to share with you right now, that there's probably some blocks that you're going to have to work through. And I actually think in a lot of ways, ways, entrepreneurship is one of the best self-growth tools. It's a type of therapy, to be honest, because you have to confront a lot of your demons, a lot of the things that are holding you back, and you have to learn to overcome them. And the third mindset principle, and look, I could probably talk about a ton of different ones here, but the third one I want you to keep in mind is that you're going to learn from this and you're going to grow from this and you're going to adapt. Now, most people that follow the program are going to have success with their first business. I've done it over and over again. I've really tried to iron out all the details with this program to guarantee that you'll be successful. But in the rare case that your business isn't a massive success, let's say it breaks even. Most people don't lose money with their Amazon businesses. Especially, I guarantee you won't lose money. I have the guarantee here. If you follow all the steps in this program, at a minimum you'll break even, but you should actually make money. But if, let's say, you make some mistakes and you break even, that's okay. That's okay. You're going to use that as a lesson. You're going to learn from it and you're going to launch a new business. When I was first quitting my corporate job, people would tell me all the time, 4 out of 5 businesses fail. 4 out of 5 businesses fail. And turns out that's actually not true. It's 4 out of 5 businesses fail within the first 5 years, which means that, and you can make a lot of money. You could have a business that made you $5 million, but then year 5, you decide to close it down because of changes in the economy or whatever. Who knows? Changes in trends. But what I would tell people when they would tell me 4 out of 5 businesses fail is I would say, cool, I'll start 5 businesses. And I'll start one, and if that fails, I'll start a second one, and a third one, and a fourth one, and a fifth one. And that's the persistence. So I want you to make a guarantee that even if you don't have overnight immediate success, that you're going to push through, you're going to keep going. Now, all that being said, I want to really reiterate, you've already done better than most people. Most people never join a program. Most people never ask for help. Most people don't learn from other people. You're doing so much better already. And just by following this step by step, I think if there was one piece of advice for you right now watching this, I would give you, it would be stop thinking about other ways to make money online. Stop thinking about, really just focus on this and trust me. Trust me because I've put in the work. And if you ever question something, join the Q&A call, send an email to me and ask me. But for the most part, a lot of times I've seen students that struggle are the ones that are asking the wrong kind of questions. They're really stuck in analysis paralysis. They don't believe in the process and in the system. Well, if you believe in the process and you believe in the system, I can guarantee that you will have some success, hopefully a lot of success. But a lot of this is going to be about getting your mindset ready to go. Now, I'll put a link down below to the 5-day mindset, the free program that comes with this program. And then on top of that, if you want to join the full-blown I'm going to probably do a 12-week mindset program. Sign up, put your email down below, and I'll get you more information about that when I do launch it. Let me know if you have any questions. And before I wrap up this lesson, I do want to reiterate that having friends and that are doing the same things that you are, having mentors that have already done what you want to surround yourself in the community. So the people that are going to get the most from this program, other than everything I already mentioned, are going to be the ones that join the community. And we used to have a Facebook group. I think we migrated it. I don't know. I don't remember what the name of the latest one is. And we might change it again if we find something better. But I'll put a link down below. Make sure you're in the community at least once a week. Comment on someone's post at least once a week. Give us an update of where you're at. Create relationships with other people that are part of this program. Because as humans, we rise together or we fall together. And if you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of people that all they talk about is reality TV show and football games and that kind of stuff, then you're not going to have as much success as if you surround yourself with people that have the same goals as you. All right, guys. Let's see if there's any other questions. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is how to write down your goals. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, I get products from China. Not all of them, but like the carnivore electrolytes, I don't. From outside the US, any tips? Yeah, I have yeah, you'd have to ask a more specific question. I could help out maybe. But yeah, just do it. Just you can launch on Amazon even if you're from outside the US. Uh, uh, Firas Alhut. What I would recommend is get on a call. Firas Alhut. I think that's how you pronounce it. Get on a call with. So what I would say is get the Passion Product Formula now before it's too late, and then once you do, get on a call with our team, and we can tell you more about the accelerator and see if it's a good fit for you. The course, you can get it done in 3 months, but you have lifetime access. One of the most important parts when creating, no, one of the most important things for you to do in this program is to create action in your life, to actually follow the steps that we talked about. So right now, and at the end of each module, I'm gonna give you a list of all the action items, a list of everything that you actually need to do. A lot of people make the mistake when learning something new of just learning, reading books, absorbing information, and that's half the battle, but the other half the battle is actually doing the work. And when you're starting a business, you could have all the information in the world on how to start a business, what kind of business to start, everything that you want. But if you actually don't take the action, you're never going to have the success. So I'm gonna give you some of the things that I recommend for you to do at this point in your journey. And I want you to get in the habit of actually doing the things. And what I try to do for this program is to start with some small wins. Start with some small things that you can do. And as you do those small things, it's gonna lead to more and more success. There's this idea called tiny habits. And this is a way for you to create a better life. And what the founder of this idea talks about is if your goal is to floss, let's say you've never flossed your teeth in your life, and your goal is to start flossing your teeth every day, most people make the mistake of saying, I'm gonna floss my teeth every day, otherwise I'm a failure. Instead, what he would recommend is make the goal to be to floss one tooth. And what happens is you floss that one tooth, you're gonna floss all the other teeth as well. Put another way, let's say your goal was to meditate for 20 minutes a day, twice a day. That's a very big goal. And if you've never meditated before and you wanna start meditating, that's a hard thing to do. Instead, if you made the tiny habit of meditating for 30 seconds a day, 1 minute a day, that's a much lower bar. And so what I've been doing in this program, what I'm gonna continue to do in this program, is I want you to create the habit of doing the action items, of doing the steps. So one of the first things that I recommend you do is write down all, what was it called? Write down your results, your purpose, your action. We have that. There's a lesson. I'll put a link down below to the worksheet. We have that lesson from a few lessons ago that goes into detail about that. Actually do that. Do that before you go any further. It's such a quick, simple thing. A lot of people aren't going to do that, but trust me, it's going to take you 5 minutes and it's going to make a huge difference. Another thing I want you to start doing is start writing down one idea a day that you think would be a potentially good business idea. Just one idea a day. You can put a notepad next to your bed, and before you go to bed, write down an idea. Now, it doesn't have to be a good idea. Just whatever you can think of. But the goal here is to get your brain to start noticing where there are ideas of products that you can make. And what's gonna happen is over time, your brain's gonna start rewiring itself to notice opportunities. I'm at this point now where anytime I go into a business, I rapid fire, or I just throughout my life, I'm walking around and I see, oh, here's an opportunity for a new business. Here's an opportunity for a new business. It's gotten so ridiculous that I've had to basically tell myself that I'm not going to be starting too many new businesses anymore because my brain's so overly active. I have so many ideas. I have more ideas of businesses to start than I have time to start businesses. But for the average person, probably for you watching this, you probably don't have an idea of a business you want to start. And if that's true, start writing down one idea a day before bed. And if you're ever stuck, just make something up, even if it's a terrible idea. You could just say, you know what, I'm going to sell costumes for turtles for them to race. I'm going to sell uh, glasses that have funny slogans on them. Just anything that comes to your mind. We just want to get your brain in that mode of coming up with ideas. Then and also from now on, when you're walking around in your day-to-day life, start to notice, where are there things that you wish existed? Where are you frustrated? Where do you see opportunity? Now, in the next module, we're actually going to be going in depth about how to find products to sell on Amazon, how to find your passion product, your niche branded product. But for now, I want you just to get started with those simple action items. Write out your results, purpose, and your action, and also start coming up with one idea a day and start noticing where there are opportunities in your life. All right, guys, with that being said, I just want to reiterate, there is a link down below. You can go to passionproductformula.com. Join the program. This is the last chance I'm going to have it open. After this, we're purely going to be doing the accelerator program. The accelerator program is great, by the way. This is our last time that we're going to be opening this up. We may increase the price moving forward, or we may just get rid of this program completely. But moving forward, we're going to be changing how we do things. It's going to be if you want to join one of our programs, you got to join a phone call. It's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more geared towards people that are willing to put the money in and invest the money into joining. That's what I've seen other courses have done, and it's been very successful. So I'm going to answer a couple questions here, and then we'll have a couple more things that I'll talk about. Ruben said, why did I start a YouTube channel in the FBA course? I wish I could show you, but you can show you this. Like, look, these are some of the successful students that I've had. I actually have a lot more products that I haven't had a chance to put up yet. But it's cool. It's cool to get people to be able to quit their jobs and live the lives of their dreams. That's super fun for me. I want to help people. I really do enjoy helping people. I mean, what else is there in life to do? It's like I've had a lot of success. I'm very happy with the amount of money I make. Very happy with what I've been able to achieve in this life. And I want to show other people how to do it. I think I'm wired to teach. I think I'm wired to blaze a trail and then show people how to follow that trail. So Oil Zone Wash Zone has joined the program. Amazing. All right, guys. So yeah, this is your last chance. I think we're closing registration when those 9 spots fill up. I guess there's only 8 spots left. We have to update that. Or Wednesday at midnight. So whatever happens first. So thank you guys for watching, and make sure you join before it's too late.